Tess Brickman and her husband Derek Durham were looking forward to a relaxing vacation with Tess's grandparents. The stress of their busy lives had taken its toll, and they longed for a tranquil escape. They chose a picturesque destination by the beach, with pristine waters and a gentle breeze that promised rejuvenation. As they settled into their cozy beach house, the warm sun kissed their skin, filling them with a sense of contentment. Tess reveled in the simple pleasures, taking long walks along the shoreline with Derek, their hands intertwined. Laughter and conversations flowed effortlessly between them, forging deeper connections. One afternoon, while exploring a local market, Tess felt a tap on her shoulder. Startled, she turned around and was stunned to see James Duncan, Derek's manager, standing before her. "Tess, what small world?" James exclaimed with a sly smile. He was also on vacation, a fact that sent an uneasy shiver down Tess's spine. "James, what a surprise," Tess replied, her voice tinged with polite confusion. She couldn't shake the nagging feeling that this encounter was more than mere coincidence. James's presence brought an underlying tension that disturbed the tranquility they have sought. Tess couldn't help but feel a sense of unease after running into James, Derek's manager, during their vacation. There was something off about his demeanor, a subtle shift in his eyes that hinted at hidden intentions. She pushed those thoughts aside, determined to enjoy the remainder of their time away. As the vacation came to an end, Tess and Derek returned home, their hearts filled with cherished memories. However, reality soon beckoned them back to their respective responsibilities. Tess resumed her work at the local hospital, where she dedicated herself to caring for others with unwavering compassion. One fateful day, as Tess was attending to her duties, she received a shocking revelation that would rock the foundation of her marriage. A colleague whispered urgently, "Tess, you won't believe who just checked in. It's your husband, Derek, and he's here with a woman named Vanessa. They're seeking infertility treatment." Tess's heart plummeted to the pit of her stomach as her mind struggled to process the words. Her hands trembled, and a rush of emotions flooded her being. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. How could Derek, her loving and devoted husband, be pursuing such a significant step without her knowledge? In a daze, Tess made her way to the treatment room where Derek and Vanessa were waiting. The sight before her tore at her soul. Derek's eyes widened with a mix of surprise and guilt as he saw Tess standing there, her face etched with pain. "Babe, I can explain," Derek stammered, his voice filled with desperation. He reached out to hold Tess's trembling hand, but she recoiled, her trust shattered. 5 seconds felt like an eternity as Tess stood there, her world collapsing around her. The silence was suffocating, pregnant with unspoken questions and shattered dreams. Every fiber of her being longed for answers, for a lifeline to grasp amidst the storm of emotions. Tess stood before Derek, her eyes searching his face for any semblance of truth. The room seemed to close in on them, their emotions swirling in a tempest of confusion and heartache. She mustered the strength to speak, her voice laced with a mix of anguish and determination. "How could you do this, Derek? How could you come here, pursuing this with another woman, without even discussing it with me?" Tess's voice trembled with a mix of sadness and anger, tears welling in her eyes. Derek's face contorted with regret, his voice barely above a whisper. "Tess, I never wanted it to come to this. I was manipulated by James. He threatened to destroy my career if I didn't comply with his demands." Tess's mind raced, trying to process Derek's words. James Duncan, the very person she had encountered during their vacation, was the orchestrator of this treachery. The pieces of the puzzle began to fit together, painting a picture of a web of deceit that had ensnared them both. Derek continued, his voice filled with remorse. "James found out about our struggles to conceive, and he exploited that vulnerability. He said he had the power to make or break my career, and he forced me into this situation. I never wanted to hurt you, Tess. I love you." Tess's heart ached as she listened to Derek's confession. The weight of betrayal mingled with compassion, tearing her emotions apart. She looked into Derek's eyes, seeing the remorse and pain etched on his face. A glimmer of the love they had shared still lingered, buried beneath the layers of deceit. With a mixture of resolve and vulnerability, Tess took a deep breath and nodded. "Derek, we need to expose James. We can't let him continue to manipulate and destroy lives." Derek's eyes widened, a flicker of hope rekindling within him. He took Tess's hand, their fingers interlocking, a silent promise of unity and strength. Together, they would face the storm, unraveling the truth and seeking justice for the pain they had endured. Tess and Derek embarked on a journey of uncovering the truth, determined to expose James Duncan's manipulative ways. They meticulously gathered evidence, scouring through emails, documents, and conversations, piecing together the puzzle of James's deceitful actions. As they delved deeper, the extent of James's web of manipulation became apparent. He had ensnared others, exploiting their vulnerabilities and leveraging their secrets for his personal gain. The pain caused by his actions rippled through the lives of those who had unknowingly fallen victim to his treachery. Tess and Derek sought legal advice, sharing their evidence with a trusted attorney who specialized in workplace harassment and manipulation cases. With the lawyer's guidance, they prepared a strong case against James, aiming to bring him to justice and halt his destructive path. The day of reckoning arrived as Tess, Derek, and their lawyer confronted James in the presence of higher-ups from the hospital. Tension hung heavy in the air, a palpable energy fueled by the pursuit of truth and redemption. As the evidence against James was presented, his once confident demeanor crumbled, replaced by a mask of desperation and panic. His voice trembled as he attempted feeble justifications, but the weight of undeniable proof left no room for escape. One by one, the higher-ups began to comprehend the magnitude of James's actions and the toxic environment he had fostered under his leadership. Firm actions were taken swiftly to protect the integrity of the hospital and the well-being of its employees. James faced the consequences of his betrayal, his true character laid bare for all to see. He was relieved of his position, stripped of the power he had wielded so callously. The news of his actions reverberated throughout the hospital, serving as a wake-up call to others who had been blind to his manipulation. With James exposed and removed from their lives, Tess and Derek began the process of healing and rebuilding their shattered trust. They sought solace in each other's embrace, finding strength and comfort in the love that had weathered the storm of betrayal. Together, they attended counseling sessions, guided by a compassionate therapist who helped them navigate the complex emotions that had arisen from the ordeal. It was not an easy journey, but their commitment to each other and their shared dreams fueled their determination to mend what had been broken. Communication became their lifeline, as they learned to openly express their fears, insecurities, and desires. They rebuilt the foundation of their relationship brick by brick, with vulnerability and understanding as their mortar. Through it all, Tess discovered a newfound resilience within herself. She tapped into her inner strength, refusing to let the pain define her. She immersed herself in her work at the hospital, channeling her compassion into helping others heal. The empathy she had cultivated through her own struggles served as a guiding light in her interactions with patients and colleagues. Derek, too, underwent a transformation. He was humbled by the depth of Tess's forgiveness and committed himself to being the partner she deserved. He dedicated himself to rebuilding her trust, supporting her endeavors, and cherishing every moment they shared. In the process of healing, Tess and Derek found renewed hope and gratitude. They realized that their love was stronger than the darkness that had briefly eclipsed it. The storm had tested their bond, but it had not broken it. They emerged scared but resilient, ready to face the future together. As time passed, Tess gradually found it within her heart to forgive Derek. She understood the immense pressure he had been under, manipulated by James and trapped in a web of deceit. She acknowledged his genuine remorse and the lengths he had gone to expose the truth. The forgiveness didn't come easily or instantaneously. It required patience, introspection, and a deep willingness to let go of the pain that had consumed her. Tess recognized that holding on to resentment would only hinder their ability to move forward and rebuild their lives together. Derek, grateful for Tess's forgiveness, made it his mission to prove his love and loyalty every single day. He showered her with affection, support, and unwavering devotion. His actions spoke louder than words as he consistently showed up as the husband she had once known, but now with a newfound depth and commitment. They embarked on new adventures together, embracing life's joys and uncertainties with renewed vigor. They traveled, created cherished memories, and allowed themselves to dream once again. The pain of the past slowly faded into the background, replaced by a shared vision for the future. Vanessa Donovan, James's former girlfriend, also experienced a transformation through the tumultuous events. Initially caught in the crossfire of James's manipulation, she confronted her own naivety and learned to stand up for herself. Vanessa sought therapy to heal the wounds inflicted by her toxic relationship with James, vowing to rebuild her life on her terms. Tess and Vanessa formed an unexpected bond, a sisterhood forged through shared pain and resilience. They supported each other, providing a safe space to share their emotions and fears. Their friendship became a source of strength and empowerment as they navigated the aftermath of James's betrayal together. Through forgiveness and the power of their shared experiences, Tess and Derek's love evolved into something deeper and more profound. They learned to treasure each other, to embrace vulnerability, and to never take their connection for granted. The passage of time brought healing and growth to Tess, Derek, and Vanessa. They emerged from the shadow of betrayal stronger and more resilient than ever before. The wounds of the past were still present, but they no longer defined their present or dictated their future. Tess's dedication and compassion at the hospital earned her recognition and respect from her colleagues. She became a source of inspiration, using her own experiences to empathize with patients facing challenging circumstances. Her story of forgiveness and resilience touched the hearts of many, offering hope to those who felt broken. Derek embarked on a new career path, leaving behind the toxic environment that had allowed James's manipulation to flourish. He found fulfillment in a profession that aligned with his true passions, vowing to never compromise his integrity again. Together, Tess and Derek forged a partnership based on trust, communication, and shared dreams. Vanessa, too, experienced a rebirth of her own. Empowered by the strength she discovered within, she pursued her passions and became an advocate for others who had fallen victim to manipulative individuals. Her journey of self-discovery inspired her to help others find their voices and reclaim their lives. The trio's paths crossed once more as they found themselves attending a conference focused on resilience and personal growth. It was a serendipitous encounter, a reminder of the interconnectedness of their stories. As they shared their journeys on stage, their authenticity resonated with the audience, igniting a spark of hope and transformation in the hearts of those who listened. After the conference, Tess, Derek, and Vanessa sat together, reflecting on the incredible twists and turns that had brought them to this moment. They reveled in the progress they had made individually and as a group, recognizing the profound impact they had on each other's lives. With tears of gratitude and a shared understanding of the beauty that can emerge from the darkest of circumstances, they toasted to new beginnings and the unwavering power of love and forgiveness. Years passed since Tess, Derek, and Vanessa crossed paths at the conference. Life had unfolded with its usual mix of joys and challenges, but their bond remained unbreakable. Tess and Derek welcomed a beautiful baby into their lives, their journey to parenthood marked by triumph over adversity. Their child became a testament to their resilience and the strength of their love. They cherished every precious moment as a family, embracing the blessings that life had bestowed upon them. Vanessa found love in an unexpected place, with a kind and compassionate partner who saw her for who she truly was. Together, they created a life filled with trust, mutual support, and the shared goal of making a positive impact on the world. As for James Duncan, his reign of manipulation came to a definitive end. The exposure of his actions had far-reaching consequences, leading to a transformation within the hospital and the implementation of stricter protocols to prevent future misconduct. He faded into obscurity, a cautionary tale of the destructive power of deceit. Tess, Derek, and Vanessa continued to inspire others through their stories of resilience, forgiveness, and personal growth. They became advocates for change, using their experiences to bring awareness to workplace manipulation and the importance of fostering healthy relationships. Their paths intersected once again, this time at a charity event, aimed at empowering survivors of manipulation and betrayal. As they stood together on stage, their presence radiated strength and hope. Their shared message echoed in the hearts of the audience, reminding them that love, forgiveness, and personal growth could triumph over even the deepest wounds. And so, the story of Tess, Derek, Vanessa, and James served as a reminder that love could withstand the trials of betrayal and that the power of forgiveness could transform lives. Their journey exemplified the resilience of the human spirit and the boundless capacity for growth, healing, and redemption. As the final chapter of their intertwined destinies drew to a close, they looked toward the future with renewed optimism, forever united by the indomitable power of love.